Hi guys, welcome back to PR Software Training Institute. Uh, Previously we have designed one layout, right? So this was the layout which we designed, and in day before yesterday's video, what we have done was directly if you are writing the URL, it was not getting. We are typing like /index there. Uh, Path, let's copy here. So this is the path. Copy it. So here what was happening if you are typing like this, then you need to type your /indx index, then only you are able to get to this page, right? So now what we'll do is let's try to create directly if you're accessing the URL directly, I need to get to this portal instead of clicking index page. So for that, what is the change we need to make is we need to create our like one URL file in the application. In the application, right click, Python file, create URLs. Okay. So in this, what we need to do is copy this thing and paste it in the application URL. First, what we need to do is before that, we need to make this project, whatever the application you have created, whatever the file you have created in the application, we need to make that file available, right? So in that case, instead of importing here, we will be writing just path, comma, include method. We'll be writing include method. Include method is used to take the means like whatever the file you have created in the application, it is used to make that file available. Okay. So for that, create normal colons, comma, include function. In this include function, we need to register our file which we have created. Okay. Before that, where is this particular file? That file is present in a application. So for you will be writing like PR software underscore app dot URLs will be writing. Okay. So now what is happening? Whatever the file we have created in the application URL file, that is making available here. So after this, go back to the application URL and remove these two paths. Okay. So after this, what we'll do is your path function has been imported. After importing the path function, let's write here from dot import views will be writing from dot import views. In this, create a path function for which we need to create normal colons, comma, views dot index. What is our function name? That function name is index function. So index, comma, some duplicate name, that is comma index index we need to mention. Okay. So once break the server and refresh it and check. Yeah, server is running at the backend perfectly. So once refresh the page, go back, refresh the page. So now if you see, whenever you are trying to access to this page, directly you are getting to this URL page. Instead of, we don't need to type the /URL. Okay. So directly you'll be redirecting to this page. So now what I required is I just need to change this coloring part and the layout part also I wanted to change in this. So for that, we have written the layouting part, all that stuff in the base HTML, right? So this code will be lengthy. So let's make it as a shortcut. So what we'll do is first delete this thing. Okay. So particular thing was deleted. In this templates, let's create a HTML file with the name called index.html. And after creating, in the views file also we need to make a change. That is, instead of writing a base HTML, let's write like index.html we need to mention. Okay. So after this, what I will do is I'll directly copy paste the code because it will be taking a lot of time. in the index ML, what we'll do is we'll directly copy paste this code. So what is this code states means? So normally what I'm saying, office employee management system. So after this, what I'm doing is this dot option I've given here for creating options here. Here you can see the background color. I've changed this to some ASCII, what we'll be calling as in HTML color codes. We'll be having the direct number for that. So directly that number I've changed the body color. So and I've created one class. Insert class name I've given as containers. And in H1 tag, what I've written office employee management system. So instead of this, you can write any other name. So let's write like PRSOFTWRE, PR software employee management. I'll write it in caps, or else let it be like that only. So directly what you can do is directly you can go with the only first letter capital. So like PRSOFTWRE, PR software employee management system. So in this div, what I have done, again, I've created one more div. This is a first div. Inside the div, again, I've created one more div, and I've taken UL. UL is nothing but unordered list. Unordered list. For this, LI tags I have opened and A tag I have taken. Okay, inside LI, A tag, and HERF means I wanted to link this to another view page. So I've created this. After that, role is equals to button. Means whatever the thing we are creating, that is of totally about button, and that name I'm giving is view employee. Next, also same for all things, that is add employee, remove employee, and filter employee. Details all are not required. Just close all the body tags and HTML tags. Okay. So before this, what I required for this div, or what I have done is here you can see for the options first I have created, that is margin top equals to 40px. Means whatever the options are there, what is this? These are the options, right? So for all these options, what I have done, I have set the margin and I have set it as a 40px, and every margin distance should be 40. And A tag. A tag is what? Every button tag. For every button, I have taken one A tag, right? So I have called here A tag. And what I have done is border 2px solid black. Means whatever the border is there, that border should be black, and the color red. Means whatever the text present inside that, that text will be totally about red color. So next, what I'm doing, LI tag I'm calling. LI is nothing but list tag, right? So inside list, what I've done, border 2px solid, width, margin left side I've done, top, and whatever the text present inside that, that should be center. And the background color of it, I have changed it to pink. Means normally like snap bar you will be getting, that will be a pink color. Okay, that are the changes which I have made in this index HTML. So now once run this code and check. Same code, just refresh the page. Okay, these are the changes which I have made to the first thing. This is my HTML page, first HTML page. Whenever you open this, you'll be visible like this. Okay, so in this now, first what I need to do, I need to add some details for view employee. Means if I'm clicking on view employee, how many details are present in the view in the database, that all details should be displayed. So for that, let's try to write one coding part. Okay, so directly go to the views. In the views, what we'll do is we'll create one function called def, and here we'll be writing here function name as all underscore emp. The function name you can take anything, and in this I'll be writing request as the parameter I'll be passing. Okay, after passing request as a parameter, what I will do is I'll write return render request comma file, HTML file name I need to mention. HTML file name I'll mention as all underscore emp.html. Okay, this is the thing which I'll be creating. After this, what I will do is directly I'll create view employee. Go to new. Here one more concept is also there, that is what means suppose in all the pages layout, means if you observe my project directly, what is happening here, view employee, all this will be similar, right? In this also I'll be taking h1 tags. Again, I need to align that text in the center, all that stuff. So if I require this one HTML file, I will create like base HTML, I will create. In that only all my coding stuff, all the center alignment, all that I will be writing it. Means the background color, all that for all my project will be same, right? Instead of mentioning it in every HTML file, what I will do is I'll be take the help of extends method. Okay, so first, whenever you are taking extends method, what we need to do is we need to create base HTML first. So for that, I'll be writing base.html. base.html I'll be writing. So in this title, what we'll do is we'll be using some Django tags. That is block space title. So next here I will be writing here and block. After that, get into the body. In the body, what we'll write is in the body we'll write block body. So after this, in this thing we'll be writing end block. Okay, in this we'll be writing end block. So now after writing end block, what we need to do, we need to add some styling, all that stuff, right? So instead of adding that, what I'll do is I'll copy paste this stuff so that you'll not be getting confused. So that is base.html. Instead of writing this stuff, I have copy pasted this. What is what I will explain. So your base.html. So before one thing. Yeah. So this is my starting point of this thing. In this block title, you can mention anything. So next, what I have done. So this is my body tag. So for all my color pages, what I required only one background. So that's why whatever the color I required for the body for all the pages, I have written in one file. That is background-color color. This will be calling it as a color code. That color code number I have written. And in this, what I have done, style tag I have called and dot containers. Means in HTML file, whatever the thing I will be creating with the class name called container. For all the containers, this thing will be applicable. That is text align center. Whatever the text you are writing inside the container, that will be compulsory present in the center. So next H1 tag. So H1 tag means in H1 tag, whatever the message you will be writing, that border should be 2px and the text alignment center. Margin what means the alignment in the page, that is top. I am saying the width of the data should be 60. Margin left, color white smoke, you can go with any color, but the background color I have gone with this reference. So this all will be coming into the picture whenever we will be seeing this all employee picture. Once try to create this HTML files, you'll be getting an idea. That is HTML file. In this, let's write like all underscore emp.html. Okay. So in this view employee details, what I'll be doing is copy paste this thing here. So here you can see what I've done, whatever the color code in the base HTML is there, that I have extended here. So that is extends. Extends is used for taking one HTML class properties, one HTML file properties to another HTML file. Okay. So directly I've written extends base.html. So in this, what I've done, block title name you can mention. Title name, let's mention like view employee. That will be our main heading title. So next H1 tag. So H1 tag, what I have done, all employee details, or else you can go with the employee details, basically employee details. For this employee details, if I normally run this, what it will happen, it will this thing will be present at the left side of my page, right? So instead of that, what I have done for H1 tag, I have arranged it in top text align center. Means that should be compulsory present in the center only, and the color of the letters will be white color, and the background color will be this color. This is the ASCII color which we'll be calling it. Okay. So in this, what I have done, view employee, all employee means what? Table we will be creating. Inside the table, I wanted to display the data. Okay. So for that, what I have done, table, the border of the table is 2px. I have given cell spacing in the sense, if you're creating table, it will be divided into each separate cell, right? The separate cell, the spacing I have taken it as 0px. Okay. So next T8. Inside T8, what is there? TR. TR is nothing but table row. So in this TH is nothing but table head. So table head, what I have done, color red. Means whatever the table color will be there, headings, that should be totally written in the red color I am saying, and ID. Okay. So next scope. First one, what is there? First name. First column name is first name. Next column name, last name. Next salary, like that, how many columns you want to mention on the table, that many columns you need to mention this. Okay. So after this, close the TR tag and close the T8 tag. So next, what I'm taking a for loop. So why for loop? So because how many details are there, that many times that data should be getting into my table, right? Means it will be checking for emp.emps. Emp is what? It is a variable which will be checking how many times the particular data is, that many times it will be repeating. Okay. Next, T body, TR tag. So TR tag inside that again TH. TH is nothing but table row. So from where it need to do? It need to store from emp.id. Do we create any emp.id? No, right? So go back to the views and try to create emp.id and check the validation for this. Okay. So for this, here what we'll do is we'll create a variable called emps. Inside this, let's write like employ employee. So employee, if you are writing, it is throwing error. Why? Because employee has been not been exported from here. So from dot models, we need to import here. So from dot models import. So what is our class name? What is our model name? That model we need to import. Okay. Import, I'll write like employee. So now employee will be available. Okay. emps dot employee dot objcts objects dot all. So what is this function? We'll be calling it as an ORM query, right? ORM query, what it will do? It will take us all the data. So next, create any variable. Whatever the variable you want, that variable we can create. In a dictionary format, we need to mention this particular EMPS key. So for that, let's write like EMPS. This will be my key. For that, I'll be arranging a value called EMPS. Now, if I'm writing in this way, this particular variable will be available. So I need to register now this variable. In that case, we'll be writing here, comma, context context variable. So now this particular variable is also now available and EMPS is also now available. Okay. So now what we need to do is just go back to the HTML file, all employees, and check here emp.id. Yes. emp.id is what? That is our employee details, which we have written in the views file. Okay. So now what is the first thing I need to get? With the reference of this EMP only, I need to get all the details. Okay. So for the TD is nothing but table data, employee dot first underscore name. First underscore name is what means in models, whatever the variable you are called, with that variable reference only here in the HTML file, we need to mention that is first underscore name, last underscore name. So like that, how many details you want, all the details I'll be calling, and I will be closing the TR tag and T body. After that, whenever you are going with the for loop, we need to write end for this. Okay. Now, once refresh the server and once check whether server is running perfectly or not. Yeah, server is running. Once go back and check view employee. So view employee, if is checking, directly it is throwing error. Why? Because we have not created any URL path for the thing, right? So try to create URL for the view employee. Again, in which URL I need to create? In the application URL only you need to create it. This is what? Project URL. So close the project URL. Yeah, open application URL. Here, create a path function for this. Path. In this, let's give a name like all underscore EMP. All underscore EMP, comma, views dot all underscore EMP, comma, duplicate name. That name, let's give like all underscore EMP. That will be the duplicate name. So your views dot, this is not comma, views dot all employee function. Okay. So now at the end, keep the comma there. Once now refresh the page and check. So whenever I'm clicking on view employee, what it is doing, it is taking me to another page. And here you can see that H1 tags. What was that? Background light blue, dark blue, and the color written is blue. And what is the table? Table got created. And here all the fields I am getting here. So presently in my table, I'm not having any details. So it is not displaying. Okay. So once when we work with add an employee, then you will be able to, this details will be adding in the database, right? Then if you go with the view and employee, all the details will be weaving to you. Okay. So now directly let's go back to the PyCharm and let's try to add an employee details. Okay. So for this, what we need to do again in the views file, try to create one more function for this. That is def. Let's create a function with the name called add underscore EMP. And let's write here also parameter as request. So here one more doubt is that why to pass request as a parameter? So because whatever the views file you are writing the message that I will be displayed on the website, right? So when you are passing this message to the website, then you need to send that message in a request format. Then only the server will be accepting it. Okay. So here request as a parameter, I've called it. So next what I will do is I will write here return render request, comma, the HTML file name I need to mention. Let's mention HTML file name as add underscore emp.html. And here also try to create HTML file again, templates, new HTML file. In this, we need to create add underscore emp.html. The name should be matching. If the name is not matching, again, you will be getting an error. Okay. So in this add an employee, what is the thing we need to get? Whenever you are trying to add an employee, I need to get some certain details from the user. So that validation part I will write here, then I will explain the HTML part. Okay. So for that, what I will do is, see, whenever you are reading details from the user, you need to read it in a form matter. In a form details you need to read. So whenever you are dealing with the form, what is happening there? By default, the method will be get method, because get method means what? It will just use it to display the data. But now what we are doing, we are reading the details from the user, right? So in that case, we need to change that method dot method is equals double equals. So we need to change that method to post. So what is the use of post, sir? Post method is used to convert the, post method is used to read the data from the users. Okay. And what is the first variable you need to read is first underscore name. First underscore name is equals to, what we need to do, we need to write like request dot post in a square brackets, mention that particular name, that is first underscore name. First underscore name we need to mention. After that, once go to the models data and check same details. Yes, same details. First name, last name, this thing. Okay. So here also next what we need to do, last underscore name. Last underscore name is equals to, again same thing, request dot post last underscore name. So last name also I'm reading from the user. Next SALA salary. Salary is what? Salary is what? It will be integer type. So whatever the details you are entering in the form, that will be by default, it will be considering as a string method. Now salary, I want to store that in an integer format. In that case, what I will do is I'll write here int. In this brackets, I'll be writing the same thing, that is request dot post. In this, I'll be mentioning like SALARY salary. Okay. So this is the way which will be representing it in the integer format. So try to copy this thing. So how many extra fields are required? Salary, next for bonus, next for phone, next for department, next for role are required, right? Let's change this thing. Salary, next for BONS, bonus. So next for phone. So next for DUPT department, next for ROL role. So here also inside also change the data, that is BONS bonus. Here also phone. So next year department. So after that role. Once check the variables in the models also, whether we are not making any mistake or not. So your first name, last name, department, salary. Yeah, phone number we have written, but here we have mentioned only phone, that will not be read. So mention here also number. Here also the same variable, mention phone number. Okay. So now what is happening? The details I have read from the user, but here if you observe, the details are not getting validated. It means this particular variables are not getting validated, right? So in that case, what we'll do is we'll be using a method called .save method to add all these details, to accept all these details. Okay. So for that, create one variable called new underscore emp is equals to, what is our class name? That class name we need to call models class name, that is employee. In this employee, what we need to do is we need to write first underscore name is equals to first name. Next, last underscore name is equals to last name we will be writing. Next, salary is equals to salary we will be writing. After that, bonus was there, right? So bonus is equals to bonus. After that, phone number is equals to phone number we'll be mentioning. After phone number, what we are having? We are having department. Let's check in the models what we have written. DUPT. Okay, DUPT. So directly here also you can write DUPT is equals to department. So after reading department, what we are having? We are having role. So role is equals to a role. So after calling role, what I'm having is I'm having hire date. So hire date, did I read from the user? No, hire date, I don't want to read it from the user. Here I have mentioned like, where is this? Hire date. So this hire date, I don't want to read it from a user. What I want is whenever user is submitting on the form, that system date should be taken into consideration. Okay. So for that, what I'll do is I'll write here in such a way that, comma, hire date is equals to, what I will do is date time dot now function. Date time dot now function. If you are going, whatever the present system time is there, that system time will be taken into consideration. But before that, if you observe, this date time will not be available. We need to import this name. Okay, we need to import this name. That name I will be showing you 1 minute. We'll be importing in this with name from date time import date time. If you are writing like this, then only the system date will be read from the user. So like this, date time will be read from the user, that we need to import it from datetime dot datetime import datetime. That is a particular variable. Only I required only one variable, right? That's why I'm not going with the star operator. So after this, what we need to do, dot save method, what it says, unless and until you save it with dot method, it will not be working. So your name dot save function. So now whatever the details I've read from the user, that will be saving, it is saying. Okay. So now after saving, what I want to do is, I wanted to display some message if particular data is added. In that case, what I will do, I'll write return. Whenever you want to display any message on the website, then we'll be using one method called HTTP response. RESPONSE. Okay. HTTP response also will not be available by default. We need to import this method also. That is what HTTP RESPONSE. HTTP response will be calling it. Sorry. This thing we need to import here. That process will be writing from Django dot HTTP import HTTP response. Import HTTP response will be writing it. Now the response will be available. So inside this response, whatever the message you want to display, that you can display. That is employee add employee added as a message which I'm displaying to it. So now what I will do is, if particular employee details is not getting added, then I wanted to display whatever the data is present in it. Okay. So for that, I'll go with the elif if request dot method double equals to, what is the by default method? Get method. Means whatever the data is there, that whole data, if you want to represent, then we'll go with the get method, right? So in this get method, what I will do is I'll write return. What it need to return? Render method. Or else let's do one thing. Instead of get method, what we'll do, if this is not available, then directly it need to display this thing. Directly that particular file only it need to display. Okay, that is with the elif concept. Or else directly go to the else part. In else part, you can say like return HTTP response. What is the response I will throw is like error occurred, I will be saying error. Enter correct details. Enter CORRECT correct DATAILS details I am saying. Okay. So what is happening? If the particular details are matching, then it will be showing the message employee added. If not, directly what it will do means, if you're working with this, means directly that particular method will be displayed, means only that particular page will be displayed. That is by get method. So if you have entered any details and if you are not getting anything, means if you are passing some different values, directly you will get this message like enter correct details message I will be getting. So now I've created employee added. I've created a file with add employee, but here I have not written any coding part, right? So let's try to write a HTML coding for this. So that is what I'm doing. Again, I'm taking the base HTML products because in this also I'm having employee. So H1, what I'll do, extends, add employee is the title which I'm giving. So H1, add employee. The name which I'll be giving is add employee. So CRSF token. Why CRSF token? So whenever you are reading any data from the user, by default, I need security to our data. So that I'll be using CRSF token. So inside this, what I'm doing, label tag, label for whatever our variable is there, means the particular name we are read for using read from the user, right? So that variable, that is first underscore name in quotes, first name. So first name is what? It will be displaying your first name. So label BR tag. Next, after that, input type text. Means whatever the details user should be entering, that should be text type. And the ID is first name I have given. So next, name, what it need to do, again, it need to read from the first name. So the value. So value is what? That will be using a variable tag. Variable tag, why? So whenever you are reading any value from the user, that will be mentioning in a variable tag. Okay. Variable tag. After that, same for last name, salary, all that. But here, first name and last name are what? Text type. So that's why here we will be writing type is equals to text. But after this, salary, number, and phone number, bonus, all is what? That is totally about an integer format. So that's why we'll be going with the type called number. We'll be going with the type called number. So here, same again. Last name in the variable tag will be reading all these values. Okay. So next, what I have done after reading all this stuff, um, phone number we need to mention here. So here also ID, let's mention it as phone number. Phone number we have written, not phone. So phone number. Next, button style. So button also required some styling. That what I've done, margin top I've done 30px. Background color means the button background color should be looking in sky blue, and type is equals to submit I have written. Okay. So this code already I've explained in the class. So directly I've copy pasting it here. So once now go back to the page and refresh it and check once. Back, refresh the page. Now we will click on add an employee. Now it is not working. Why? Because we have not created any URL for add an employee. So try to create an URL for that. It will be working perfectly. So once go back to here, go to URLs file. Here, let's create URL for this. That is what? Path function. So inside this path function, let's create like add underscore emplo. Let's write like shortcut add emp, comma views, comma views dot. What is our function name? That is add underscore, sorry, dot extension should be there, not comma, dot add employee. And function will not be taking, we'll be creating some duplicate name. That is name is equals to add underscore emp. And then keep comma. Once go back there and refresh the page and once check. Yeah. So whenever you are typing this, what we are getting the page add an employee. All the details are arranged in the center and we are able to get a submit button. So here let's try to add some data. So first name, let's mention like Sandeep. So after this, mention a last name. Salary, let's mention like. Next, department and role, we need to give it in a integer format because whenever in the starting, I have explained why we need to give an integer format. So bonus, let's give like 10,000. Phone number, let's mention any phone number. Okay. So next, submit. WSI request object has no attribute post. Post underscore name. Once check the HTML file, somewhere we have done wrong. First underscore name, first underscore name. In the views, let's check once that what we have written here. First name is equals to request dot post that post should be capital. I guess we have written all in smalls. Request dot post, here also same thing, post. Okay, multi-value phone. So actually, I guess the department, all that stuff I've explained in the first thing, right? So I forgot to add again department there. So that's why these details were not accepting. 1 second, let's try to access to the admin side and try to create it. Once create, break the server, try to create this, that is py manage.py, create super super user. Py manage.py, create super user, admin Sandeep01. So next, okay, now run the server. So instead of this, let's try to access like admin admin. So in the admin, let's like give like admin admin and your password as, yeah. So try to add your departments because I'm not having any department, so it is throwing me error. So let's type like department like Python, location, HYD. HYD is the shortcut. So add, again, I try to add here one more details, that is for Java. Location, let's add like coding. Okay, so 2 employees. Next, roles also I'll specify. That role is what? DVLOP. Developer is first one. Next one, tester, TSTR, tester I will be mentioning. These are the 2 roles I will be mentioning. Okay. So now after this, what we'll do is employee, any employee we have added? No, right? So try to add an employee. So let's print another name like Harsham Vardhini. So let's select the department, that is Java. Salary, let's mention like 50,000 and bonus, let's mention like 10,000. And role developer. Phone number, some random phone number you need to give there. So hire date, so today I'm mentioning, so save. Okay. So now once go back there to the file which you have created. So just log out from here. So instead of remove this whole stuff. So enter. Yeah. So view employee, already I've added one details. So the details is getting here. So after this, add an employee. So here, let's try to add here. There is Sandeep Pro. Here, let's add like salary I was mentioning was 50,000, department. Now it meant to integer. So role also I want as a, let's mention like 2. 2 is for tester. So bonus 10,000 I'm giving. So random phone number. Submit. Can't assign one employee, department must be department instance. Okay, I guess we have done somewhere wrong. 1 minute. In the models, let's check where we have done wrong. DPT. Okay. Here, whenever you're accessing this ID type, then here we need to mention in such a way the variable calling we need to mention in different way. That is, here instead of mentioning that, what we need to do is we need to mention that variable calling in another way. Means whenever you are assigning any integer type, then we'll be calling it with department underscore ID. We'll be calling it as, and for role also same. We need to call it with role underscore ID. Then only we'll be able to enter a ID details. Okay. Okay, now employee added, it is showing. So after getting this employee added, once go back and check on view employee. So view employee, already one details getting added, but phone number we are not getting. Phone number variable same is there, or we have done anywhere wrong on the base HTML of add employee. Okay, here I have changed the name, that is phone number variable I need to read. And here also the variable, okay, the variable phone number I need to mention. Now you'll be getting the phone number also. Okay. So after this, what we'll do is we'll try to create one more stuff, that is remove an employee. Suppose if you are clicking on remove an employee, that particular employee should be removed. So for that, what we'll do is we'll write a coding part for remove an employee. Just go to the views concept and try to create one view. That is def function name. I'm mentioning it as remove underscore emp. So in this again, I'll be writing request as a parameter I'll be passing. So after this, return render. So in this again, request as a parameter I'll be passing. After passing request as a parameter, what I will do is I'll be creating one HTML file, that is remove underscore emp dot html is the file name which I'll be creating. So now create a HTML file with this name. Control C, new HTML file, name this thing. Okay, HTML file got created. So before entering into that HTML file, let's do the validation here only. Okay, so first what I need required is I required if emp underscore id, means whatever the id you are selecting, if that particular id is there. So here directly you can see emp id is throwing error, right? Because emp id I have not imported. So what we'll do is we'll try to pass this emp id as a parameter in the function. As a parameter in the function, let's try to pack this, that is emp underscore id is equals to 0. Just for the reference, I'm taking this id. So inside this, try to write a try block. So try and except block you are already aware, right? So let's try to implement this today. So in try, what we'll do is we'll write emp underscore to emp underscore remove. Emp underscore remove is the variable which I'm calling. After that, our model name, that is what, employee dot ob objects dot get id. What id I need to get id is equals to emp underscore id. So emp id, from where it should be starting, it should be starting from 0, and it need to get till all the ids I am getting. Wherever ids are there, all ids I need to get. Next, emp underscore emp underscore, what is that ID we have written, right? Remove I have written. So emp dot remove dot delete function, delete, delete function. Okay. So now whatever the details I'm getting, if I'm clicking on the particular detail, that particular detail should be deleted. Okay. That's why I've written this. So after deleting this, what I need to get, I need to get some message, right? That message I'll be writing like return HTTP response. In this, what I'll do, I'll display a message that EMPLOY, employee REMOVED, removed. Employee removed is a message which I'll be getting. Or else I need to create an except block. If you're creating a try block, compulsory except block should be there, right? So create except block, except, except. So in this except, what I'll do, I'll write return HTTP response. That message it should to return that enter valid ID. So whatever the ID based, if you are deleting, then I need to get ID. Okay. So after displaying ID, what I will do, this EMPS variable is there, right? So try to call that EMPS variable. That is EMPS. EMPS is equals to create any dummy variable, that is employee dot object object objects dot all function. So all function, what it will do, it will return as the all elements present in this. So try to create any variable, that is context, any dummy variable. Context is equals to, in a dictionary format, create key and value, that is EMPS colon EMPS. Let's create. Okay. So now what we need to do, this context objects I need to register here, that is comma EMPS I will be writing. Okay. Comma EMPS. Then that particular EMPS will be registered. No, sorry. No EMPS, that context variable we need to register, that is context. We need to register here context variable. So now let's try to create an in the remove employee, I have not written any coding part, right? So try to write coding part for that. That is so here what is extending the base properties. After extending title, office employee management system is the title which will be there like that only. So for all my HTMLs files, if you see, sorry, HTML files, right? All employee. So no HTML title, just title I have mentioned. Add an employee, just add employee. For remove an employee, what is happening? Remove employee, but the title is getting office employee management system, right? So I don't require the title. So in that case, can we remove the title? Answer will be yes. You'll be able to remove that title. Whatever the title you want, that title you can choose for this. Okay. So go to remove HTML. So I don't want any title for this. So let's remove the title tag. So it tags is of no use. And this body tag, again, class name as container I'm keeping. Okay. So after this, what I'm doing, H1 tag, remove employee. And is not an option. Just directly you can get a message called remove employee. Okay. So after this, I'm creating one class. In that, the class name I'm giving as dropdown. Dropdown is nothing but any name, class name, whatever the name you want, that name you can mention. Next button I will be creating. So in that button, this is the class name which I have mentioned, predefined class name I have taken. Next type, which type I want that button is equals to button, and that styling for that button. The color, background color of the button should be light blue, I'm saying. Okay. So in that button, what is the message I wanted to display? That is this thing. That is choose employee to remove. So this is the message which I wanted to display on the button. Okay. So after that, UL tag. UL is unordered list. So any class name, that is drop down menu I'm giving. Next, for loop. For loop is what? Because how many details are there in the employee database? All the database details I need to mention there. That's why I'm writing a for loop for EMPS in EMPS. Next, LI tag, any A tag I've opened. Next, class. After that, linking purpose. Linking is what I wanted to link to the remove employee. So I'm just going for HERF employee. That is a variable which I have taken emp.id. emp.id in the views, if you go here, I'm taken this variable, right? So that variable I have registered there. Okay. So in a variable tag. After that, what I wanted to get his first name, and I also wanted to get his last name, because directly if you based upon first name or last name, if you are deleting, there'll be so many duplicate names, right? So that's why what I'm doing, I'm getting the first name and last name. So that's why in the variable tag, emp dot first name and emp dot last name I've written. Next, a tag close, li tag also close, and for loop also I've ended it. Okay. So once check the server is running. So once refresh the page and sorry, I forgot the URL also. You need to create URL also. Go to URLs. Where is this? Search it. Yeah. URLs. Try to create URL for remove also. For that, call path function. So in this path function, what we'll do is we'll write remove underscore emp, any duplicate name you can give, comma, views dot remove underscore emp. Remove underscore emp will be our class name. Next, comma, name is equals to some duplicate name, that is remove underscore emp. Okay. So at the end, let's place it comma. Okay. So now if you go with this thing, you'll not be able to remove the ID. Why? Because ID, all the stuff I have given us, and I have passed the parameter for this function as ID, right? ID is equals to 0. So in that case, what we need to do is we need to create one more path. In that part, try to write here remove underscore emp. Whenever you're giving ID fields, then you cannot delete it in like this only. So give any some duplicate name. So in this duplicate name slash, so which int need to access? That is an integer format I have mentioned. So int, which details, that is emp underscore ID I have created, right? That ID I will be mentioning and closing the tag. So after closing the tag, comma, views dot remove emp. Remove emp, comma, name is equals to remove underscore emp will be right. So this is the not the correct way to register whenever you are passing parameter as IDs. Whenever you are passing parameters, this is the correct way which will be calling our creating a URL for this. Once refresh it. Yeah. So page has been refreshed. So once click on click on remove an employee. Path got an exception name, argument name. Argument name I have mentioned somewhere. Okay. So this is the path, the duplication path I have given, sorry. So name, that is. So now once refresh this page. Yeah. Got an exception keyword name. Okay. 2 times I have given, sorry. So that is name function, not a name. Okay. So name here, how many details you're having in the database? That 2 details I'm getting, right? So once if you view an employee, 2 details are there. So that whenever you're clicking on remove an employee, you'll be getting 2 details. So try to delete first name, click on it, directly that particular thing will be removed. If you want, once go back and check on the view employee. So view employee, if you are checking what it is getting, it is displaying only your 1 details. Okay. So directly that link will be working like that. That particular thing will be working as a button to you. Okay. So now lastly, we need to work with the filter and employee. So filter and employee will be doing based upon some conditions. Okay. So again, go to the views concept. In the views, try to create one more function for this. There is def filter underscore emp is a variable which sorry, class name function name which I'll be creating, and in this reque I'll be passing request as a parameter. Request as a parameter I'm passing. So after this, what I'll do, I'll use some if condition. If request dot method dot post if request dot method double equals to post. If the by default method is get, I need to convert it into post method. In that, what I'll do, I'll take with the help of department. Department is equals to a request, means on which basis you want to filter your data, that variable you can call here and you can perform this. I wanted to do the filtration based upon department and role only I wanted to do. So I'll be going with the department dot post method. In that, I'll be mentioning dpt. That is a variable which I've called, right? So after that, again, I'll be doing filtering based upon the role. So role is equals to request, request dot post and that particular variable name. That variable name is role I'm mentioning. Next, create any variable that is equals to model class name. What is that? That model class name is employee dot objects objects dot all function. This is a ORM query which will be used. Okay. After getting these details, I want to validate it. If dept, whatever the department name you have mentioned, if that department name emps is equals to emps dot filter function. Okay, filter function will be by default. In this, I'll be writing dept underscore 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 is nothing but constructor, right? Department space underscore underscore constructor underscore underscore I contains I contains. Sorry, this will not be giving any space. Department underscore underscore name underscore underscore I contains. That will be a constructor. This is used to check whether that particular name is present in that or not. Okay, I contains. This I have not explained in the class. This is what means department underscore name. Department name, whatever the name you have entered in the search bar, if you are getting that particular name and if the department name is containing this, I contains is nothing but it will be checking in the container whether this particular name is there or not. If that particular name is there, then that particular name should be written, right? So that particular name will be written. Or else, if I'm searching with the name called role is equals to create here also some variable emps, again same. So why to waste time? Copy this, paste it here. So filter based upon, not on department, based upon we'll be doing is role. So if it is available, print that emps roles, or else create any context object, c1text context. In this variable, what we'll do is we'll write a dictionary format, that is emps colon emps. So now this all the variables will be getting available. So after getting available, what we need to do is, sorry, I've not created any HTML file. Directly I'll explain the code. So after this, try to create HTML file also, because I've forgot to create HTML file for this. That what we'll do is first let's write a message. If this all is okay, then let's try to print a message. For that, what I will do, I'll write like